Good afternoon, Big Blue Nation. This is Lee with That Kentucky Basketball Chick. It is the Monday after the Kentucky Wildcats took on Toledo, and it is Labor Day. So happy Labor Day to all of you. I hope you're having a wonderful Monday, wonderful day off. It is a beautiful day here in Western Kentucky. It's not too hot, not cold. It's just beautiful, sun shining. It's a great day to get outside with your family and all that fun stuff. So what happened this weekend? We had a game. And before we get into that, everybody, crack open a nice cold Dr. Pepper. Let's get into it. So Kentucky had their first football game this weekend, and my husband and I took our 2-year-old to the game. It was his first big sporting event, and it was a beautiful day, perfect day for a 12:45 kickoff. And it did get a little warm towards the end. I got a little sunburn, but besides that, you couldn't have asked for better weather. I personally like night games and colder games for football season. Don't ask me why. That's what I prefer. But besides that, it was a great game, and Kentucky pulled off the win. We got a W for the first week. So you could say after week 1, the Kentucky Wildcats are undefeated. You can't say that about Texas or Alabama. Just remember that, guys. Of course, Texas played Ohio State and Alabama played Florida State. Can understand the Ohio State game. The Florida State, that was the game that I actually heard could be an upset. So I went with that, and I was right. Lee Corso was right. He was right on that, and he was right on Ohio State. So as his last pick, he picked a good one. Sorry, I've got something in my eye. There we go. But can't say that Alabama and Texas are undefeated, but the Kentucky Wildcats are. Now, we did play Toledo, who is in the MAC conference, and they are good, but they are not the caliber of the Ohio State team or the Florida State team. So let's get into what we saw at the game. We saw Zach Calzada. Now, Zach Calzada has an arm. He can throw. He just needs to get a little more accurate. There's some passes they should have made. They should have. The one that got overturned because his elbow was out. I've never heard of elbow, but I'm not a ref. It was interesting to me. It was beautiful. Wish it would have counted. It was amazing. But besides that, even Stoops said he didn't play his best game, and hopefully he will get better. Y'all, he's a 7th-year quarterback. How much better can he get? He should be outdoing all these guys, and he definitely should be outdoing Toledo. Our defense was good. I will say our defense was good. Our offense, we should have been blowing them out of the water. I'm sorry. We should have been. This should have been a gimme. Unfortunately, it was not. But we still won, and that's what the most important thing is. We still won. One thing I want to talk about is the fact that my dog, Rupp, in this week's of Rupp's picks, picked Toledo to win. Now, when that happened, I was like, what is wrong with my dog? His name is Rupp. He's a Kentucky Wildcat fan. I know he's a Bernie Doodle, but he is a fan. But then Kirk Herbstreit said that is the upset to watch. I semi-agreed with Herbstreit that yeah, that could be, we could lose this game. It's a definite possibility that Kentucky could lose this game. And thank goodness they were wrong. I was afraid I was going to have to go on here and this week and say my dog was right. He picked Toledo to win, and by goodness it happened. but thankfully it did not. So, so all in all, I just think we definitely, I don't know, guys. Football. I know we're more of a basketball school. One reason my podcast is called That Kentucky Basketball Chick, and I'm telling you guys, this chick, what she's seeing, and I am no football expert. I just don't see us, you know, winning over 4 to 6 games. I am optimistic, though, guys. I am optimistic. I am hoping we win 6 games. I would like to see us go to a bowl game. That would be awesome. Um, I just don't know. I just don't know. I mean, we saw a safety during this game. I haven't seen this. This is the first safety that I've actually seen and known what a safety is. And we had one. And that definitely cannot happen with playing a team like Toledo. I saw on Twitter somebody said, well, because we have Ole Miss coming in next week, they said, well, we didn't really put anything on film for Ole Miss to, there's to study. So optimistically, yeah, we didn't put anything on film. So maybe we can come up with something this week to surprise everyone. We'll talk about the Ole Miss game later this week. I want to save that for the second episode of this week. But y'all, after watching Kentucky and seeing what they can put forth, what their effort is, what the team looks like, what everything looks like, especially against this team like Toledo, and then going home and watching the LSU versus Clemson game, I'm not, I mean, it's just kind of like, it is what it is? Or can this team rally and surprise everybody? We'll have to see. We will have to see. Saturday against Ole Miss will be the true test. It will be. Can we keep up with a ranked team? Ole Miss right now is ranked 21st. So we'll see. But all in all, the game was fun. We had a good time. Weather was great. Parking was horrendous. We missed actually the beginning of the whole thing, which my son would have loved to see him come out in the band and cheerleaders, but we were walking from the car. We did find out though that if you could find a street close to the stadium. Some of those houses actually are some of those houses are there's parking there. So, which is cool. Really, really cool. So that's where we parked. That was the one thing we didn't know about was I knew that they had changed parking. I just didn't know that like all of it was permitted and a lot of it was like for tailgaters, which is fine. 6 years ago when me and my husband went to the Tennessee game, I don't know what we did. We just rolled up and found a parking spot and went. So don't know if we were supposed to do that or if they've just changed everything. But it was great. People have said the atmosphere is not great. We did not think it was terrible, in my opinion. Everybody was excited. It was the first game. It was not a sold out crowd. However, it was, if you're comparing it to Rupp, there's no question. Rupp's atmosphere, even on a not so fun game, is much better than what Kroger Field was. But we thought it was still fun, and we were on the visitor side, so I don't know what it was like on the Kentucky side. And I heard that they stopped playing Grove Street, which apparently that is a tradition that was started like organically, and then all of a sudden this year they decided not to do it. I don't know if that's just just something that happened and it's going to come back next week or what. People also complained about the music. I'm 34 years old. I was dancing to the music. So either I am getting old and the music is not hip anymore, or I just was excited to be there and thought it was fun. My 2-year-old did great, guys. We did have to pay for him for a ticket. We were on the visitor side, and it was Toledo, so it wasn't crazy expensive. I think it was $60 a ticket. he did great. He enjoyed some of it. Of course, he is too, so he wasn't really into the game. But he liked the snacks and all that kind of stuff. So, um, but overall, so happy that Kentucky got the big W this weekend. We head into Ole Miss, and we will talk about that more on Thursday. I'm excited, y'all. Glad we got the W. Glad we got the win. Um, that's all that matters at this point, and we will see what happens later. Oh, and if anybody's watching the North Carolina game tonight, do you think Bill Belichick will get a win over TCU? They are not favored. So put in the comments if you think they will. Any comments about the game? What your thoughts about now that we've seen the team, what they're going to do, what you think is going to happen? Would love to hear your thoughts. But until then, let's go Cats!